Hi everybody, thank you for joining me on today's edition of Glenn's Retro Show. Today we're going to take a look at a new release from Nintendo. It just came out yesterday. I got this one at Target, but you can also get them at Best Buy and on Amazon. It's the new Game & Watch from Nintendo. Now this thing's pretty neat. It's got a nice little color screen in it. We'll take a look at it in a second. This is based off of something that was released before Nintendo was released anything in the US. And that was their Timeout series. And they were not released under Nintendo's name brand. I actually was one of the few people, believe it or not, in the country, in North America, to have seen these before they were released. My uncle actually worked for a marketing company back in the day, and we saw, basically it was just this one, was the toss-up. It wasn't even named toss-up yet, didn't have a name at all. But I remember playing it, and we were playing it for hours. As simple as it is right now, back then this was phenomenal. So I still have this one here, don't have any batteries in it. I'm hoping it even still works. Maybe another episode I'll try it out. It might have screen rot. It looks kind of dark. I don't know if this one works anymore. But I also have their second one, which was Fireman. Guys jumped out of a building and you basically got them into an ambulance. Since I work for the medical industry, that's kind of cool having this one right here. And I even still have the manual for one of them. And that was it right here. And the company, I see it on the back right here, the company was Mego Corp, M-E-G-O Corp, out of New York, as a matter of fact. But of course, this wasn't really theirs. It was really Nintendo. But Nintendo didn't have a name yet in the States. So I'm going to turn this in the back here. You can see if that comes out okay. You can kind of see the name. We'll get a shot of it later as well. It doesn't come out too well. But they're very, very basic games. And basically, you had a game, two types, a slower game and a faster game, and an electronic watch. So obviously this one is going to be much more advanced than that. So let's do a quick unboxing of this and take a look at it. Okay, so let's take a look at this new guy. Now, when you look at the product you get here, it's $50 here, and you can see the basic design just on the box looks pretty similar to him. Obviously it's a little bit different because you have to have a directional pad to play Mario, where these guys were much simpler, these static LCD games. Let's get out of the way. Now the box itself, again, this is $49.99, and they got a nice plastic outer casing to this, which is kind of nice. If you look real close, you can see all the characters that are on it, but it's just a sleeve. This just slides right off there. And when you do, you can see there is the toss-up Mario. And yeah, the case looks nice. I mean, they did some nice things here to it. Again, it's just a case. No one likes these things but me, but I'll put that aside for a second. And again, it's got a color screen. Not too much more in it. It's a game and it's a watch. Now, you look on the back here, they do have the original Super Mario Brothers for the NES. And they also have the Lost Levels, which are really only released in Japan for the most part. Here we got, Super Mario Brothers 2. This is just a much more, I guess, difficult version of the original Mario. So I think we got the better deal here in the States. Then they got Ball, which is basically, again, a remake of this little guy right here. And then we have a clock. That's really it. So let's go inside this little guy. Now these, right now, you can get them. But of course, there are scalpers already starting to go crazy to get these. I have to get some to open this thing up. Anyone who knows me knows I hate ruining boxes, so I have to open it up just the right way. Although sometimes it still doesn't want to open. Look at this. Look at this! Open! Open! Why aren't you opening? And they did put a, what was that right there? Special thanks to you. Well, that's very nice. It looks like they have Mario and Luigi on there, but I think it's just Mario, but Alright, well, let's open this thing up, see what we got inside here. We have, an instruction manual. It's the kind I don't like, though. I would prefer more of a manual. I mean, look what they did back in the day. If you're going to recreate this, here's the old manual. See, it opens up like a nice little book, and you can see everything that's on there. Kind of nice. I like that. I do not like these kind of manuals that fold out. I'm not even going to bother. Don't like them. So it's going to put that aside. So we do have here a USB, a very small USB-C cable, which is kind of nice using USB-C. And it is Nintendo branded, which is kind of nice. But what we want is over on this side here. How do we get to you without ruining everything? Can I flip this thing open? I can. Okay, let's slide this little guy out. like so. And I'll move this box out of the way. And it looks, I mean, it's got a nice weight to it already, I can tell you that. So let's take a look at this guy right here. And again, here's the original one right here. So obviously it's bigger, it's got a bigger screen, it's got a color screen. Now the buttons, let's see. The buttons on the original definitely have a stiffer feel. And this thing's been used a lot. But it's still got a very stiff rubber, and it also could be age. I mean, this thing's like, what, 40 years old or so. But it still feels good. These buttons feel very, very good. And the luminized coloring here is very nice. The joypad feels very good, and if people know, Nintendo's history, the NES joypad that everyone knows and loves kind of came from, these Game & Watch machines. I think Donkey Kong might have been the first one that actually put the directional pad on here. I'm not 100% on that. But if you look on the back, and then the original, we had a battery door here to put in a couple of watch batteries, which obviously we don't need to do right now because I don't have them. So it goes back up, and a couple of screws to hold it in place. And then, well, you can see, fairly close and similar, just obviously a little bit larger for the new version. And they have the little piezo speaker in there, you can kind of see. And then on the sides, there's really nothing on this one, but here we have the USB-C and your power button. And there's nothing on this side. I wonder what that is right there. It must be the speaker. The speaker right there. So, again, nice design. Let's hit the power button on it. And we have a very, very high resolution screen. That looks really nice. That looks really nice. It says press time, which is you have game, time, and pause and set. So hit time. And it looks really, really nice. Now these, I think they change. There they go. You press that game button, you get different backdrops, which is kind of nice. But the screen looks really, really good. And you can see on the side here the second counter going down. Must come back up to the top in a second or so. Oh, it goes down. It goes around now on the side over there. So very, very nice. So I'm going to hit game, and you can see we have Super Mario Brothers 2, and then Ball. But I'm going to take a look at Ball first. I wonder if I hit game. Nope, game, and that must be the A button. There we go. I didn't want to do that. Let's go back to time, game, down, down. There we go. We have Ball A and B. A is a slower game, and B is the faster game. I'm going to hit B. Now, basically, this does look exactly like this. The only difference is, I'm going to miss, crunch, is it wasn't Mario's face on here. If you ever played Super Smash Brothers or something like that, you would have seen what Ball Guy was looking like. But basically, this was extremely entertaining back in the day. Now, this is the hard game, so it's faster with 3 balls, where the slower game is obviously slower with only 2 balls. But back then, this is what we had, kids. But, they did a nice job. I'm going to crash out again. You can even see on here, there's like a black around the screen. And they did recreate that. Go back in the game. They did recreate that here, which is kind of nice. And here you can change the volume and the brightness, which is kind of nice. I think everything's pretty well set. And there's a battery indicator up there as well, and you can see the time. Now on these, again, I don't have any batteries for them, but the time and the clock was just right in this top corner right here, and I really hope this one still works. That screen really has got me a little worried with how dark it is around the sides. Because this one here does not have it. This one is still, that one's still bright. In any case, that's not about that, right, Glenn? So I'm going to hit the back button here again, hit game, and we'll go up to Mario Bros. Again, the joystick feels really nice. Let's see how it plays. You know what the good thing about this is? The A button and the B button are probably done right. And a lot of these, emulators and other machines that you get, they always put that backwards. But let's start the game. The A button is your jump, which is great. I'm going to get myself killed in like 2 seconds here. Well, again, I can't say anymore how nice the screen looks. The screen really does look very, very good. Very, very sharp. Pretty much any angle I'm turning at. I'm not sure what's coming out in the camera, but I have very good viewing angles on it. Sounds great. There's not too much more to say. I mean, everyone knows Mario Brothers from the NES. And, of course, I already got nailed. Oh. So you're not going to expect any more out of that. I do wish they put a couple more of the Game & Watches on here. You know, they are very, very tiny. I kind of understand why they don't have like a couple Mario Brothers games on here. But for the Game & Watch, there were so many they could have threw on here, which, you know, it's $50, I get it. I mean, it's very high quality as far as the console goes. It's got a rechargeable battery built in. The sound sounds really good. The controls feel really good. But I just feel like being a Game & Watch like this, I kind of really like Mario on here. But I would really have liked to have seen more of these as options to select in here. I am fairly confident that someone is going to hack this guy. And, you know, probably put other NES games on here. But I would like to see Game & Watches on something like this. Because, again, there's not too much more to talk about Mario. Everyone knows it. I can only tell you that it plays very well on here. The screen is very good. The buttons are very good. Everything feels nice. It's not super light, but it's light enough to where, for its size, you can say, okay, that's what it should probably weigh. Feels solid. Doesn't feel cheap. You know, it's a Nintendo product. The plastic feels really good. And it does kind of match up fairly well. It's a little bit brighter. But, again, this is 40 years old. But, you know, very well done, Nintendo. The only gripes I have, again, is I wish they had more Game & Watches on here because they're very small. They didn't need a lot of memory to do it. And that Nintendo does it in such small quantities that basically the scalpers really stop people from really getting it who want to get it. I mean, this is $50. I say that's about the maximum for something like this. But it's already going on eBay and Amazon for well over $100. I've seen some as high as $200. And, you know, Cool Toy and the Tech Buzz also have been, you know, keeping an eye on this. And it's just not worth that kind of money. But again, if you can get it for the right amount, $50 or less, it's a very nice keepsake from Nintendo. I'm going to skip out and go try the other version of Mario. I just want to do just a quick video on this because, again, Cool Toy, Tech Buzz, and so many of the people, even ETA Prime just did a video on it. So there's not too much more I can say on it. Just that, for me, I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I only paid $50 for it. But I do wish it had more games on it. Again, it didn't have to be NES games. But since it's a Game & Watch, I would have liked to have seen more Game & Watch on it. Just so the kids of today can kind of see the games we used to have on there. But my final thoughts is, you know, it's nice. I think you guys would like it. I mean, pretty much no one that I know of doesn't like playing Super Mario Brothers. So playing on something like this is fine. And again, it's a nice thing to show off. I mean, this is something you probably play for a little bit, put it in the box, and that's where it'll sit. Maybe put it on your shelf in demo mode as, you know, something like that. But it's very nice, very well made. I just wish more stuff was on it. And I'm hoping that they can hack. And I'm hoping, again, NES games, that's fine. But there are emulators that actually recreated these. And that's what I would like to see on something like this. I want to see the old single-screen ones. They have Donkey Kong, you know, and like I think it was Mario's Cement Factory. That has, you know, 2 screens. But I would like to see all these single-screen ones recreated on this. That's it, guys. Just want to make something really short and sweet. There's plenty of videos on this already. My personal opinion is if you can get it for the $49.99 at your Target, Amazon, Best Buy, it's a nice thing to have. I mean, it just looks really beautiful. This style of it is just really nice. And it's a fairly good recreation of the ones of the past. My only gripes? Just don't pay scalper prices. I wish I had more games on it, but not necessarily NES. Again, I would like to have seen more of these. So that's it, guys. You know, I'll do more gameplay and try it around a little bit and fuss with it. But in the meantime, just remember, no matter what you do or how you do it, game on. Like I'm going to do with Mario. Oh, I'm not. Crud.
Glenn at the Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.